Welcome. Today we are going to solve the ninth problem in case of internal reconstruction. Following is the balance sheet of Renuka Limited as on 31/12/18. We have equity shares of rupees 10 each, 10 lakh, 10% cumulative preference shares of rupees 10 each, 2 lakh, sundry liabilities 10 lakh, then we have goodwill 2 lakh, machinery 10 lakh, stock 2 lakh 50, debtor 2 lakh, bank 50,000, PL account 5 lakh. Preference dividend are in arrears for the last 4 years. The following scheme is approved by the court. Equity share to be reduced to 1 rupee. 50% of preference dividend in arrears to be paid in cash immediately, and the balance of arrears is agreed to forego. Machinery is to be depreciated by 5%. 10% RBD on debtor is to be provided. All intangible assets is to be written off. Balance of reconstruction account, if any, to be capitalized. Journalize and prepare the reconstructed balance sheet. Following is the balance sheet of Renuka Limited as on 31/12/18. We have equity shares of rupees 10 each, 10 lakh. Total equity capital is 10 lakh. Divided by 10 rupee. Number of equity share is 1 lakh. ಒಟ್ಟು equity shareಗಳು 1 ಲಕ್ಷ. 10% cumulative preference shares of rupees 10 each, 2 lakh. 2 lakh divided by 10, we get 20,000 preference share. Then we have sundry liabilities 10 lakh, goodwill 2 lakh, machinery 10 lakh, stock 2 lakh 50, debtor 2 lakh, bank 50,000, PL account it's 5 lakh. PL account given in asset side is a loss. PL account given in asset side is a loss. It has to be written off. So ಪುನಃ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತ ಉದ್ದೇಶನೇ ಈ PL ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು, ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 4 years. ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟು 4 ವರ್ಷ ಬಾಕಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಲೂ ಇದು ಬಾಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರಣ ಇದು ಬಾಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಡೆ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಡೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಇದು ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ದೇ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ 4 years. This is an arrear as per information, but it is not an arrear. It is not a liability because this is not appearing in the liability side of the balance sheet. Any item appearing in the liability side of the balance sheet will be treated as a liability. However, for the time being, information says preference dividend are in arrears for 4 years. Now, equity share to be reduced to 1 rupee. Whenever the word 2 is given, I told you we need to go for difference. Now ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸನ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, 10 rupee equity share, I repeat, 10 rupee equity share is reduced to 1 rupee. That means capital reduction is 9 rupee. 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ equity share ಬಂದು 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಬಂಡವಾಳ, ಹೊಸ ಬಂಡವಾಳ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದು 9 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, 50% ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಬಾಕಿಯಾಗಿರೋದನ್ನು 50% ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ a payment of preference dividend baki to the extent of 50%. How to calculate? Preference capital is 2 lakh in the balance sheet into 10% rate of dividend into 4 years. total dividend is 80,000. In that 80,000 we pay only 50%. ಶೇಕಡ 50ರಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಯಬಲ್ ಇಸ್ 40,000. ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂಡವಾಳ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ. 10 ಇಂಟು 10% ಇಂಟು 4 ವರ್ಷ 2 lakh ಇಂಟು 10% ಇಂಟು 4 years ಯು ಗೆಟ್ 80,000. 80,000 ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಬಾಕಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇಕಡ 50ರಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪೇ 50%. So dividend will become 40,000. So dividend has to be paid. So it's an additional burden. It is an additional loss to the company. It has to be paid out of capital reduction. In 40,000 dividend ಬಂದು capital reduction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. Balance of arrears is to be foregone. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೋಬೇಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಉಳಿದ 50% ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮನ್ನಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ಇದು ಸಾಲನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮನ್ನಾ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. This is not a liability. So foregoing that liability will not be good, will not favor us anything, will not make any profit for us because it is not a liability. Next, depreciation. Machinery is to be depreciated by 5%. So they say that depreciation is to be depreciated by 5%. Whenever buy is given, I told you we should take direct amount. And 10% dividend RBD on debtor is to be provided. So 10% debtor alli RBD provide ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. All intangible asset to be written off. ಇಲ್ಲಿ intangible asset ಇರೋದು ಎರಡು. ಒಂದು goodwill, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು PL account. PL account is called fictitious asset. Intangible asset ಬಂದು goodwill. So goodwill and PL account have to be written off. Balance of reconstruction account if any to be capitalized. ಉಳಿಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಣ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು capital reserve ಗೆ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿ. Any amount left in capital reduction to be used as capital reserve. Journalize and prepare the reconstructed balance sheet. So dividend ಹೀಗೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Preference dividend is 2 lakh into 10% into 4 years and we pay only 50%. 50% comes to 40,000. So dividend payable out of capital reserve is 40,000. Journal entry in the books of the company. We have this old equity share capital account debit 10 lakh. To new equity share capital account 1 lakh, that is 1 lakh shares into 1 rupee, and then capital reduction will be 9 lakh. Capital reduction account debit 9 lakh. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಉಳಿದ ಯಾವುದು ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. The one and one liability that is reduced is equity share capital. So capital reduction is 9 lakh. 9 lakh is used to write off goodwill 2 lakh. It is used to write off depreciation on machinery 50,000. Writing off PL account 5 lakh. Debtor RBD 20,000. Arrears of dividend is an additional payment. It's an additional loss. We pay 40,000. Then capital reserve available remaining is 90,000. ಉಳಿಕೆ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಉಳಿಕೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇರೋದು 90,000 capital reduction ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Now balance sheet. New equity share capital is 1 lakh and existing preference share capital ಅದನ್ನು ಏನು ಮುಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ 2 lakh. Capital reserve 90,000 ಮತ್ತೆ sundry creditor 10 lakh. Total of liability side is 13,90,000. Asset side we have machinery 9,50,000 less depreciation ಮಾಡಿ. Stock 2,50,000. Debtor less RBD we get 1,80,000. Bank ali we get 10,000, that is 50,000 minus 40,000. So we pay 40,000 rupee as dividend. ಆ ಪಾವತಿನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ and then we get total of the asset side 13,90,000. Thank you.